Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss 100 important MCQs, multiple choice questions with detailed explanations on UGC NET exam in the subject of geography. Okay, 10 units, all 10 units carry 10 questions per unit. Okay, first of all we will discuss unit 1, that is geomorphology. The first question is that who proposed the concept of continental drift? Option A, Alfred Wegener. B, Harry Hess. C, W. J. Morgan. D, Arthur Holmes. The correct answer is option A, Alfred Wegener proposed continental drift in 1912 in The Origin of Continents and Oceans. Okay, evidence matching coastlines and glossopteris fossils and Gondwana stratigraphy. Then question 2, the theory of sea floor spreading was proposed by option A, Alfred Wegener. B, Harry Hess. C, J. Tuju Wilson. D, F. Vine. Answer B, Harry Hess proposed sea floor spreading in 1962. New crust is created at mid-oceanic ridges and moves outward, explaining why ocean floors are young. Question 3, which type of plate boundary creates fold mountains? Option A, divergent boundary. B, transform boundary. C, convergent boundary. D, subduction zone only. Correct answer option C. At convergent boundaries, two plates collide. Continental collision creates fold mountains like Himalayas. Himalayas creates by the collision of Indian and Eurasian plates. Coming to question 4, Davis geographical cycle of erosion passes through the stages. Option A, yacht, mature, old. B, old, mature, yacht. C, peneplain, monadnock and peneplain. D, aggregation, degradation and equilibrium. Okay, correct answer option A, W.M. Davis 1899 proposed the cycle yacht, V-shaped valleys and rapids, then leading to maturity, wide valleys and meanders, followed by old days, peneplain with monadnocks. Question 5, King's slope theory proposes the slopes retreat by option A, downwaring, slope declines. Option B, parallel retreat, slope angle maintained. Option C, gradual flattening to a peneplain. Option D, steepening over time. Answer is B, option B, that is L.C. King. L.C. King argued slopes retreat parallel to themselves, maintaining their angle, producing pediments and inselbucks, characteristics of arid and semi-arid regions. Okay, question 6, antecedent drainage refers to option A river that flows in opposite direction to regional slope. Option B, a river older than the mountains it cuts through. Option C, a river capturing the headwaters of another river. Option D, a river formed after tectonic uplifts. Okay, this is correct answer is option B, that is a river older than the mountains it cuts through. Antecedent drainage. Okay, antecedent rivers existed before the mountain was uplifted. They maintained their courses by cutting down as the land rose. Example, Ganga, Indus, Brahmaputra cutting through Himalayas. Question 7, the process of mechanical physical weathering is best represented by option A, hydrolysis. B, oxidation. C, frost action and freeze thaw. And D, carbonization. Okay, correct answer is option C, physical weathering. Physical weathering breaks rocks without chemical change, and freeze thaw, frost action is a classic example. Water expands 9% on freezing and scattering rock along joints. Question 3, which of the following landforms is a product of glacial deposition? Option A, Sark. B, Arete. C, Drumlin. D, Horn and Pyramidal Peak. Okay, answer C, Drumlins are egg-shaped hills of glacial till depositional features. Sarcus and Aretes and Horns are all erosional glacial landforms. Okay, Drumlins only depositional features in glacial landscape. Then question 9, the concept of isostasy refers to option A, equilibrium of Earth's lithosphere floating on the mantle. Option B, equal pressure at all depths in the earth. Option C, the process of continental drift. Option D, balance between erosion and deposition in rivers. Correct answer is option A. Isostasy is the gravitational equilibrium between the crust and mantle. Mountains have deep roots that float on the denser mantle like an iceberg in water. Question 10, Richter scale measures intensity of an earthquake at a specific location, magnitude, energy released of an earthquake, depth of the earthquake focus, and duration of seismic waves. Correct answer is option B, Richter scale measures earthquake magnitude, the energy released at the epicenter. Modified Marshall scale measures intensity at specific locations, that is 1 to 12 scale. Now coming to unit 2, climatology. Question 1. The Köppen climate classification is primarily based on option A, altitude and latitude, option B, vegetation distribution and temperature oblique rainfall thresholds, option C, ocean currents and wind patterns, option D, soil type and humidity. Correct answer is B. Köppen 1918 developed this climate classification based on observed vegetation distribution and temperature rainfall thresholds, okay, using monthly temperature and precipitation thresholds to define climate types A, B, C, D, E, H. Question 2. Which climate type is denoted by AM in Köppen's classification? Tropical rainforest, tropical monsoon, tropical savanna and subtropical steppe. Answer is option B. In Köppen, A is tropical, M is monsoon, so AM is equal to tropical monsoon climate. Similarly, AF is equal to tropical rainforest and AW is equal to tropical savanna. Question 3. The normal left rate of temperature with altitude is 6.5 degrees Celsius per 100 meter, 6.5 degrees Celsius per 1000 meter, 10 degrees Celsius per 1000 meter, 3.5 degrees Celsius per 100 meter. Answer option B is the correct answer. The environmental lapse rate averages 6.5 degrees Celsius per 1000 meters, that means 1 kilometer of altitude. The adiabatic lapse rate is equal to 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer and saturated adiabatic lapse rate is equal to 6 degree, more or less 6 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Question 4. El Nino is associated with unusual cold water in the Eastern Pacific, unusually warm surface water in the Central Eastern Pacific, strengthening of wildcard circulation above normal Indian monsoon. And correct answer is B. El Nino is warming of Eastern Pacific SST and weakens wildcard circulation, generally causes below normal Indian monsoon, droughts in Australia, floods in South America's west coast. Question 5. Temperature inversion occurs in temperature increase with altitude, temperature decrease rapidly with altitude, temperature remains constant with altitude, that is isothermal, temperature at surface is higher than expected. Okay, correct answer is option A. In normal atmosphere, temperature falls with altitude, temperature inversion is an abnormal reversal, temperature increases with height, traps pollutants near ground like smog. Question 6. Which fronts form an cold front gets up with a warm front? Okay, which front forms when a cold front gets up with a warm front? Option A, stationary front, cold front, occulted front and warm front. Correct answer is option C. An occulted front forms when the faster moving cold front catches up with and lifts the warm air of the warm front, producing complex precipitation patterns. Question 7. The jet stream 11 to Indian monsoon onset is option A, polar front jet stream, option B, subtropical easterly jet stream, option C, subtropical westerly jet stream, option D, polar night jet stream. Answer C. In winter, the subtropical westerly jet stream flows over India at more or less 25 degree to 30 degree north latitude. As summer approaches, it shifts northward towards Tibet. It is shift signal monsoon onset in June. Okay, next question. Question 8. Thornweg's climate classification is based on temperature and vegetation, potential evaporative transpiration, that is PET, and moisture index, wind direction and humidity, solar radiation and cold cloud cover. Correct answer is option B. Thornweg 1948 used PET, that is the water that would evaporate if always available, and compared it with actual precipitation to compute the moisture index, the basis of his classification. Okay, question 9. A tropical cyclone in the Bay of Bengal is called option A, typhoon, B, hurricane, C, cyclone, D, willy. Correct answer is option C. In the Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, tropical cyclones are called cyclones, typhoons in Western Pacific, hurricanes in Atlantic and Eastern Pacific, willy in Australia. Question 10. Global warming potential GWP and methane CH4 over 100 is approximately A1 same as CO2, 21 times CO2, 265 to 298 times CO2, 12,000 times CO2. Okay, correct answer is option B. CH4 GWP is equal to more or less 21 to 28 times COP, that is carbon dioxide, over 100 years. Okay, nitrogen oxide GWP is equal to more or less 265 to 298. SF6 GWP is equal to more or less to 23,900 and carbon dioxide is a reference of GWP of 1. Okay, now coming to our next unit, that is unit 3, oceanography. The first question, the deepest part of the world ocean is A, Java Trench, B, Puerto Rico Trench, B, Mariana Trench, D, Kermadec Trench. Answer C, Mariana Trench in the Western Pacific Ocean, specifically the Challenger Deep, more or less 10,994 meter, is the deepest known point on Earth. Then salinity of the ocean is highest in equatorial region, polar regions, subtropical regions, and Bay of Bengal. Correct answer is option C. Subtropical regions, more or less 20 to 30 degree north and south latitude, have the highest salinity because evaporation, excess precipitation, clear skies, trade winds. Equatorial regions get heavy rain, diluting salinity. Then question 3, thermocline circulation is driven by wind states on ocean surface, tidal forces, differences in ocean temperature and salinity, Coriolis effect alone. Answer C is the correct answer. Thermohaline circulation, ocean conveyor belt, is driven by density differences caused by temperature, thermo and salinity haline variation. Cold, salty water sinks and drives deep ocean circulation. Question 4. Spring tides occur when moon is in its quarter phase. Sun, moon and earth are aligned. Moon is farthest from earth. Only the sun's gravitational pull acts. Answer B is the correct option. Spring tides, high amplitude, occur at new moon and full moon when sun, earth and moon are aligned. And neap tides, low amplitude, occur at quarter moons, quadrature, and when sun or moon are at 90 degrees. Okay, this is the difference. Then question 5, the Humboldt-Peru current is option A warm current on the eastern Pacific, B a cold current flowing northward along South America's west coast, option C a warm current in the South Atlantic, option D an equatorial counter current. Answer B is the correct option. The Humboldt-Peru current is a cold upwelling current flowing northward along Peru and Chile's coast. It supports reef fisheries. El Nino disrupts it. Question 6, coral reef are found in waters with temperature range of 0 to 10 degrees Celsius, 10 to 20 degree, 30 to 18 to 30, and 35 degrees and above. Okay, answer is C is the correct option. Coral reef requires warm, shallow, clear, oligotrophic water, typically 18 to 30 degrees Celsius, shallow enough for sunlight penetration, and corals bleach when temperature exceeds more or less 30 degrees Celsius for extended periods. Question 7. The phenomenon of souling related to tsunamis refers to tsunami slowing down and increasing in height near the coast, tsunami speeding up in the deep water, formation of tsunami at the epicenter, reflection of tsunami waves of coastlines. Okay, answer A is the correct option, souling. As tsunami moves from deep to shallow water, wave speed decreases. C is equal to SQRT GD, but wave height dramatically increases. Waves that were barely noticeable in deep ocean becomes catastrophic near shore. Question 8. The average salinity of world's oceans is approximately A 25 ppt, 35 ppt, 45 ppt, and 55 ppt. Okay, answer B is the correct option. Average ocean salinity 35 ppt parts per thousand, or 3.5%. Red Sea is equal to more or less 43 parts per thousand, highest in the open sea. And Baltic Sea is equal to more or less 7 ppt, that is parts per thousand. And Dead Sea more or less 300 plus ppt, technically a lake. Then question 9. The highest tidal range in India is found in Hooghly River, West Bengal, Gulf of Khambat, Cambay, Gujarat. Option C, Palk State, Tamil Nadu, Lakshadweep Islands. Okay, correct option is option B. Gulf of Khambat in Cambay in Gujarat has India's highest tidal range, that is 1 to 12 meters. Gulf of Fundy, Canada is equal to world's highest at 16.3 meters. Sundarbans also has large tidal range. Question 10. Mid-oceanic ridges are associated with which plate boundary? Convergent boundary, transform boundary, divergent boundary, and subduction zone. Okay, answer option C. Mid-oceanic ridges, example marathon ridges, are formed at divergent plate boundaries where two plates move apart and magma wells up to create new oceanic crust, site of seafloor spreading. Okay, coming to our next unit, Unit 4, Geography of Environment. Question 1. The term ecosystem was coined by option A, Charles Elton, Arjun Adam, Arthur George Tansley, and Raymond Linderman. Okay, answer is C. A.G. Tansley introduced the term ecosystem in 1935 to describe the physical and biological components of the environment as an integrated system. Question 3. The 10% law in energy transfer through tropic levels was proposed by option A, Charles Elton, option B, A.J. Tansley, C, Raymond Linderman, and D, Adam. Okay, correct option is correct option C, Raymond Linderman. 1942 proposed that only about 10% of energy at one tropic level is transferred to the next level. Rest is lost as heat, called Lindeman's law of the law or the 10% rule. Then question 3. Which ecological pyramid is always upright? A, pyramid of numbers, pyramid of biomass, pyramid of energy, both A and C. Answer, correct option is C. The pyramid of energy is always upright. Energy always decreases after tropical chain. Pyramids of numbers and biomass can be inverted. Example, many insects on one tree or aquatic ecosystem with tiny phytoplankton supporting larger zooplanktons. Question 4. The Kyoto Protocol in 1997 was focused on option A, protecting ozone layer, option B, binding emission reduction for developed countries, C, protecting biodiversity, D, sustainable development goals for all nations. Okay, answer option B. Kyoto Protocol adopted 1997 in force 2005 was the first legally binding international treaty with emission reduction target for developed countries. Developing countries including India and China had no binding targets. Okay, question 5. Eutrophication in water bodies is caused by excess A, dissolved oxygen, B, sediment load, C, nutrients, nitrogen and phosphorus, and D, biological oxygen demand. Okay, answer, correct option C. Eutrophication is caused by excess nutrients, that is N and P, nitrogen and phosphorus, from agricultural runoff, sewage, and industrial effluents. This causes algal blooms which deplete oxygen when they decompose, killing aquatic life. Question 6. The Paris Agreement in 2015 aims to limit global average temperature rise to A, 1 degree Celsius above pre-industrial levels, B, 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, option C, 2.5 to 3 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, and 3.4 degrees Celsius above per industrial levels. Okay, option B is the correct answer. The Paris Agreement 2015 COP21 aims to limit warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, with efforts to limit to 1.5 degrees Celsius. And this is nationally determined contributions are the mechanism. Okay, question 7. The nitrogen cycle involves which of the following processes? Option A, photosynthesis and respiration, B, fixation, nitrification, assimilation, ammonification, and denitrification, C, evaporation and precipitation, D, combustion and absorption. Okay, correct option B. The nitrogen cycle involves N2 fiction, N2 to NH3 by bacteria, nitrification, NH3 to NO2, nitrogen oxide to NO3, assimilation, plants absorb NO3, and ammonification, decomposing returns N to soil, and denitrification, that is NO2 3 break to N2. Question 8. Deep ecology was propounded by Gro Brundtland, Arne Naess, Russell Carson, and Paul Enlis. Okay, B is the correct answer. Norwegian philosopher Arne Naess coined deep ecology in 1973. It advocates for the intrinsic value of all living beings regardless of their utility to humans, biocentric worldview, contrasted with shallow ecology, human-centered environmentalism. Question 9. The Montreal Protocol in 1987 deals with option A, climate change and carbon dioxide emissions, option B, ozone depletion substances, option C, biodiversity conservation, option D, hazardous waste management. Option B is the correct answer. Montreal Protocol in 1987 in force in 1999 is considered the most successful environmental treaty, phased out CFCs and other ODGs, ozone depletion gases that deplete the stratospheric ozone layer. The ozone layer is showing signs of recovery. Question 3. Which of the following is not a sustainable development goal? Zero hunger, clean water sanitation, elimination of all nuclear weapons, and climate actions. Okay, option C is the correct answer. The 17 SDGs 2015-2030 include no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water, clean energy, decent work, innovation, reduced inequality, sustainable cities, responsible consumption, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace and justice, partnership. Nuclear weapons eliminate is not one of them. Okay. Coming to our next unit, Unit 5, Population and Settlement Geography. Question 1. The demographic transition model was first proposed by Thomas Malthus, W.S. Thompson, Frank Notenstein, and Warren Thompson. Okay. D. Option D is the correct option. Answer, Warren Thompson, 1929, first described demographic transition, later developed by Frank Notenstein in 1945. The model described the shift from high birth rate rates, stage 1, to low birth rate rates, stage 4, as counties develop. Question 2. In which stage of demographic transition model does population grow fastest? Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Correct. B. Option B is the correct answer. Stage 2. Death rates falls dramatically due to improved medicine, sanitation, food supply, but birth rate remains high, causing rapid population growth. This is the stage of population explosion. Question 3. TFR, total fertility rate, needed for population replacement is approximately 1.5, 2.1, 2.5, 3.0. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Replacement TFR, that is total fertility rate, is equal to 2.1, not 2.0, because not only children survive to reproductive age and sex ratio at birth slightly favors males. India's TFR is reached more or less 2.0 by 2020-2021. Question 4. Ravenstein law of migration include which of the following? Option A, most migrants travel long distances. Option B, migration occurs in steps, step migration. Option C, urban to rural migration dominates. Option D, migration rates are equal for males and females. Option B is the correct answer. Ravenston 1885, most migrants move short distances. Migration occurs in steps. Every migration stems has a counter stem. Females dominate short distance migration. Most migrants are adults. Cities grow more from migration than natural increase. Question 5. The gravity model applied to migration states that interaction between two places is A, directly proportional to distance, B, inversely proportional to population size, D, C, directly proportional to population and inversely to distance. Option D, equal regardless of size and distance. Correct answer is option C. Gravity model interaction is equal to K into P into P2, P1 into P2 divided by D N. Larger cities attract more migrants. Greater distance reduces migration. Distance decay applies. Question 6. Child sex ratio 0 to 6 years in India according to census 2011 was 943 girls per 1000 boys, 927 girls per 1000 boys, 919 girls per 1000 boys, 99 girls per 1000 boys. Option C is the correct answer. Child sex ratio 0 to 6 years in 2011 census in India 919 girls per 1000 boys. This was a decline from 927 from in 2001. Indicating worsening sex selective practices despite legal prohibitions. Overall sex ratio all ages in India is 943. Coming to our next question, question 7. Central place theory was proposed by Lawes, Christaller, William Rayleigh and George Reeve. Okay, Walter Christaller 1933 proposed central place theory. Settlements are arranged in a hexagonal hierarchy based on threshold, minimum population to support a service, and range, maximum distance people travel for a service. That means population and travel distance. Question 8. The rank size rule, Gibbs law, states that the population of the ninth city is option A, n times the population of the largest city, 1 by n of the population of the largest city, square root of the largest city's population equal to the largest city divided by n squared. Okay, B is the correct answer. Gibbs 1949, Pn is equal to P1 divided by n. The second largest city, P is equal to 1 divided by 2 of largest, third is equal to 1 by 3, etc. USA follows this pattern well. India approximately follows it. Primate cities violate this rule. Question 9. A primate city is one who is the capital city of a county, is disproportionately larger than the second city, has population exceeding 10 million, has the highest economic input in a country. Answer B, primate city, Mark Jefferson in 1939. The largest city is disproportionately larger than the second largest city, typically more than twice as large. Example, Bangkok in Thailand, Paris in France, Mexico City. Not all capitals are primate cities. Coming to next question, question 10. The Burgess consenting zone model identifies which zone as the second ring? Commuter zone, zone of transition, working class residential zone, middle class residential zone. Okay, option B is the correct option. Burgess in 1925, CBD, zone 1, zone in transition, 2, light manufacturing, roaming houses, immigrants, working class 3, middle class 4, commuter zone 5. Okay, JIT is the most deprived zone. Okay, zone of transition. Coming to our next unit, unit 6, economic activities and regional development. Question 1. Von Thunen's agricultural land use model was published in 1800, 1826, 1850, 1909. Correct option is B. Johann Heinrich von Thunen published the Agricultural State in 1826, the first and most important model of agricultural land use based on economic rent. Question 2. In von Thunen's model, the crop growing in outermost ring is option A, dairying and market gardening, B, forestry intensive crop farming, D, livestock ranching. Okay, correct option is D. Von Thunen's ring outward, ring 1 market gardening, dairying, and ring 2 forestry, ring 3 intensive crops, ring 4 extensive crops, ring 5 tree fuel systems, ring 6 livestock farm ranching, animals transport themselves, low transport cost. Question 3. Material index greater than 1 in Weber's theory means industries should look at near the market, industries should look at near raw materials, industries food loss, labor cost determine location. Option B is the correct answer. Weber's material index, weight of localized raw material divided by weight of finished product. Material index more than 1 is equal to raw materials oriented. Raw materials are heavy, bulky, steel, cement and sugar. And if material index is less than 1, that is market oriented, that is MI is equal to 1, that is food loss. Okay, question 4. The concept of spatial margin to profitability was introduced by Alfred Weber, August Loss, D.M. Smith, Alan Breed. C is the correct answer. D.M. Smith 1966 proposed that instead of single optimal location point, there is a spatial margin, a zone within which total revenue exceeds total cost and the firm can survive, explains real world location diversity. Question 5. Crop combination region in India were studied using Rafiullah's method in 1956. This method is a modification of Weber's method, Dewey's method, Law's method, and both A and B. A is the correct answer. S.M. Rafiullah's modified J.C. Weber's crop combination method to make it suitable for Indian agricultural conditions, changing the statistical formula used to determine crop combinations. Question 6. The WTO World Trade Organization was established in 1947, 48, 1994, 1995. D is the correct answer. Where WTO World Trade Organization was established on 1 January 1995, replacing GATT. GATT means General Agreement on Tariff and Trade in 1947 and 1948. Headquarters Geneva, 164 members, and Uruguay round negotiations in 1986, 1994 created WTO. Question 7. Gunnar Myrdal's concept of circular cumulative possession argues that spread effects are stronger than backwards effects. Regional inequalities automatically reduce over time. Rich regions get richer and poor regions poorer. Polarization dominates, and government intervention is not needed for regional balance. Okay, option C is the correct answer. Myrdal 1957 was pessimistic. He argued backwards effect, capital, skilled labor flowing to rich regions from poor regions, are stronger than spread effects, making inequalities worsen without government intervention. Question 8. John Friedman's core periphery model has how many stages of regional development? Option A 3, B 4, C 5, D 6. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Friedman 1966 proposed 4 stages. Stage 1 pre-industrial, stage 2 industrial transition, stage 3 industrial maturity, and stage 4 post-industrial stage. Question 9. Which of the following is the world's largest trade bloc by area of coverage? European Union, ASEAN, RCEP, NAFTA, USMCA. Okay, option is C is the correct answer. RCEP, that is Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership 2022. Okay, leading to followed by ASEAN plus China, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, is the world's largest trade agreement covering more or less 30% of the world GDP and population. India chose not to join in 2019. Question 10. The Immanuel Walter's World System Theory 1974 divides countries into developed and developing, north and south, core, semi-periphery and periphery, industrial, post-industrial, and pre-industrial. Okay, option C is the correct answer. Wollaston in 1974 categorized countries as core, USA, Western Europe, Japan, semi-peripheral in Brazil, India, China, and periphery most of Africa, parts of Asia and Latin America, and this is the basis of dependency theory. Coming to our next unit, Unit 7, Cultural, Social and Political Geography. Question 1. The term cultural landscape was introduced by Halford Mackinder, Carl Sawyer, Paul Vidal-de-Blasi, Ufute 1. Option B is the correct answer. Carl Sawyer. He introduced the concept of cultural landscape in the Morphology of Landscape in 1925, the visible human modified landscape that reflects cultural imprints on the natural environment. Question 2. Mackinder's heartland theory states that wherever controls the heartland controls the seas and therefore the world, the rimland and therefore the world island and therefore the world, and Central Asia and therefore Asia. Okay, C is the correct answer. Mackinder's dictum: who rules East Europe commands the heartland, who rules the heartland commands the wall island, and who rules the wall island commands the world. Question 3. Speckman's rimland theory in 1942 argued that the key to world power is control of the heartland, Central Eurasia, control of the coastal inland regions of Eurasia, naval supremacy in the world's oceans, and last option, control of the world's oil-producing regions. Okay, B is the correct answer. Speckman in 1942 challenged Mackinder. He argued that rimland, that is coastal Eurasia, is more important than the heartland. His dictum: who controls the rimland rules the Eurasia, who rules the Eurasia controls the destinies of the world. Question 4. The term topophilia, love of place, was coined by Edward Ralph, David Ley, Ufute 1, and Doreen Massey. Okay, correct. Option C is the correct answer. Ufute 1 coined topophilia in his 1974 book of the same name, describing the emotional bond between people and the environment, that is place. He is the founder of humanistic geography. Question 5. India's first 5-year plan was launched in option A 1947, B 1950, C 1951, D 1956. C is the correct answer. India's first 5-year plan was launched in 1951 to 52, focusing on agriculture and community development. The Planning Commission was established in 1950. Niti Aayog replaced it in 2015. Question 6. The disease Kala Azar, Diarrheal leishmaniasis, is transmitted by Anopheles mosquito, Aedes mosquito, Philobotomine sandalfly, and Culex mosquito. Okay, C is the correct answer. Kala Azar is transmitted by the bite of female Philobotomine sandflies. It is an endemic in Bihar and Jharkhand, UP and West Bengal in India, caused by Leishmania donovani parasite. Okay, question 7. According to Census 2011, which state has the best sex ratio in India? Option A, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and Goa. Option C is the correct answer. That is Kerala has the best sex ratio, 1,084 females per 1,000 males, according to 2011 census. This is due to high female literacy, better healthcare, and maternal traditions in parts of Kerala. Haryana had the worst, 879 female per 1,000 male. Okay, question 8. A superimposed boundary is one which follows physical features like rivers and mountains, was drawn by external powers ignoring existing cultural patterns, predates human settlement in an area, was drawn along linguistic and ethnic lines. Answer B. Superimposed boundaries are drawn by external powers, usually colonial, without regard to existing cultural, ethnic, and or tribal patterns. Africa's state line colonial boundaries are the classic example created by Europeans at the Berlin Conference in 1884 and 1885. Options, question 9. SARC was founded in which year and city? 1980 in Kathmandu, 1985 in Dhaka, 1967 in Bangkok, 1991 in Colombo. Okay, correct option is B. SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, was founded on 8 December in 1985 in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Dhaka Declaration. It has 8 member states. Secretariat is in Kathmandu, Nepal. Question 9. The string of pearls strategy refers to India's island territories in the Indian Ocean, China's network of ports, strategic infrastructure around India, US naval bases in the Pacific Ocean, ASEAN's maritime connectivity project. Option B is the correct option. String of pearls refer to China's strategy of building ports, naval facilities, and commercial infrastructure around India. Gwadar in Pakistan, Hambantota in Sri Lanka, Kyukpigo in Myanmar, Djibouti in Africa. India's response, necklace of diamonds. Okay. Coming to our next unit, Unit 8, Geographic Thought. Okay, question 1. Who is the credited with calculating the circumference of the Earth most accurately in ancient times? Option A, Ptolemy, B, Hipparchus, C, Eratosthenes, and D, Strabo. Okay, correct. C is the correct answer. Eratosthenes calculated Earth's circumference using shadow angle differences between Alexandria and Syene at summer solstice. His estimates is remarkably close to the actual value. Then question 2. Bernhardus Varenius, 1650, divided geography into physical and human geography, general and special geography, systematic and applied geography, descriptive and analytical geography. Okay, B. Varenius in Geographia Generalis divided geography into general and geography and special geography. General geography means universal laws applicable to the whole earth, and special geography means unique characteristics of specific regions. This is the systematic versus regional distinction. The statement geography organizes knowledge by space as history organizes it by time was made by Karl Ritter, Immanuel Kant, Alexander von Humboldt, and Bernhardus Varenius. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Immanuel Kant, 1724 and 1804, proposed his chronological concept. Geography is the science of spatial arrangement complementary to history, temporal arrangement. He taught physical geography at Königsberg for 40 plus years. Question 4. The concept of possibilism in geography was associated with which school? German school, Ratzel, American school, Semple, French school, Vidal de la Blasie, British school, Mackinder. Okay, option C is the correct answer. French geographer Paul Vidal de la Blasie founded possibilism, arguing that environment offers possibilities but humans chose how to use them. French school of geography contrasts with German environmental determinism. Question 5. Fred Schaeffer's 1950 paper Exceptionalism in Geography triggered the quantitative revolution, behavioral revolution, cultural turn, and humanistic geography movement. Okay, answer A. Schaeffer's paper attacked Hudson's in ideographic approach and argued geography should be a normative spatial science seeking universal law. This triggered the quantitative revolution, use of statistics, models, and computers. Question 6. The medieval Arab school who created the Tabula Rogeriana 1154 world map was Al-Biruni, Ibn Battuta, Al-Masudi, Al-Idrisi. Option D is the correct answer. Al-Idrisi served at the court of King Roger II of Sicily and created the Tabula Rogeriana, the best world map of the medieval period. Note, his maps were oriented with south at the top. Question 7. Hudson's approach to geography is best described as normative, seeking spatial laws, ideographic, describing unique areal differentiation, behavioralist, focusing on perception, Marxist, examining power and capitalism. Answer B is the correct answer. Richard Hudson, The Nature of Geography in 1939, advocated ideographic geography, the study of unique characteristics of regions, areal differentiation. Geography describes the uniqueness of places rather than seeking universal laws. Question 8. David Harvey's Social Justice and the City, 1973, represents which approach in geography? Positivism, that is quantitative geography, humanistic geography, radical and Marxist geography, or behavioral geography? Okay, option C is the correct answer. David Harvey's landmark work argued that capitalism creates uneven geography, development and spatial injustice. This is the foundation of radical Marxist geography. Geography must be politically engaged to address inequality. Okay, question 9. If you once topophilia and Edward Ralph's place and placelessness are examples of quantitative geography, humanistic geography, political geography, and economic geography. Okay, B. Both works are foundational text of humanistic geography, a movement in the 1970s that emphasizes human experience, sense of place, and a qualitative method as a reaction against positivism and Marxism. Question 10. William Pattison identified how many traditions in American geography? 2, 3, 4, and 5. Option C. Pattison identified 4 traditions: art, science, mainland, man-environment relationships, area studies, regional, and spatial analysis. This represents 4 different conceptualizations of what geography is about. Coming to our next unit, Unit 9, Research Methods and Quantitative Techniques. Question 1. The NOIR scale of measurement in ascending order is nominal, ordinal, ratio, interval, nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio, ordinal, nominal, interval, ratio, ratio, interval, ordinal, nominal. Okay, NOIR is equal to nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Each level adds capabilities. Ratio is the highest, allows all mathematical operations. Question 2. Which scale of measurement has equal intervals but no true zero? Nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. Okay, C is the interval scale. Equal intervals between values but no meaningful zero. Example, temperature in Celsius. 0 degrees Celsius does not mean no temperature. You can add, subtract, but not multiply, divide temperatures. Okay, question 3. Experiments rank correlation formula is option A, B, C, D. Okay, A is the correct answer. Question 4. Nearest neighbor analysis value of Rn is equal to 2.149 indicates random point pattern, perfectly clustered pattern, perfectly irregular, and moderate clustering. Okay, C, option C is the correct answer. Rn is 0, perfectly clustered, 1 random, 2.149 perfectly regular, and Rn is equal to 2.149 is the theoretical maximum dispersion. Rn is equal to less than 1 is equal to clustered, and more than 1 is equal to dispersed and regular. NDVI, normalized division vegetation index, is calculated as red minus near infrared divided by red plus near infrared, near infrared minus red divided by near infrared plus red, green minus near infrared, green plus near infrared, near infrared plus red, divided by near infrared minus red. Okay, option B is the correct answer. NDVI is equal to NIR near infrared minus red divided by NIR near infrared plus red. Value ranges from -1 to +1. Dense vegetation, green vegetation is 0 to 6 to 0 to 9. Sparse vegetation 0 to 1 to 0 to 4. Water clouds negative. NIR band reflects strongly from vegetation. Red is absorbed by chlorophyll. Okay, question 6. A chlorophyll map uses proportional symbols to show data, dots to represent quantities, color shading to show data values for area units, lines connecting equal values. Okay, option C. Chlorophyll maps are graduated shading, color intensity to represent statistical data for area units, darker shading typically a higher value used for rates and ratios and densities. Question 7. Location questions of 2.5 of wheat in Punjab means Punjab boasts 2.5 times more wheat than all of India. Punjab is 2.5 times more specialized in wheat than the national average. Punjab has 2.5 of India's wheat production. Wheat covers 2.5 of Punjab agricultural land. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Location quotient is more than 1 indicates specialization. Location quotient is 2.5 is equal to means the region has 2.5 times the national average concentration of the activity. It measures relative specialization, not absolute amount. Question 8. The Mercator map projection is best described as. Okay, the Mercator 1569 as a cylindrical conformal projection. Angles and shapes of all small areas are preserved. Used for navigation, Ram's lines are straight. However, its severely distorted area at high altitude, Greenland, appears as large as Africa. Okay, question 9. In chi-square test, what does the null hypothesis typically state? There is a significant association between variables. There is no significant association between the variables. The variables are perfectly correlated. One variable causes the other. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Null hypothesis in chi-square test state no significant association exists between the categorical variables. If calculated chi-square is more than critical value at chosen a significance level, that is example P is equal more less than 0.05, we reject null hypothesis and accept association. That means it's a hypothesis. Okay, question 10. Navigation with Indian constellation has how many satellites? 3, 5, 7, and 24. Option C is the correct answer. That is 7 satellites. Okay, coming to our last unit, Unit 10, India, Physical, Economic, and Human Geography. Okay, question 1. The standard median of India IST passes through 80.5 degrees Celsius east, through Allahabad, 82.5 degrees east, through Mirzapur UP, 85 degrees east, 1000 through Bhubaneswar, 77.5 degrees east through Delhi. Option B is the correct answer. India's standard meridian is 82.30 degrees east, which passes through Mirzapur, Uttar Pradesh. Okay, the Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees north, passes through how many Indian states? 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, option C, 8 states: Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura, and Mizoram. Okay, mathematics: Gujarat, Rajasthan, MP, CG, JS, WB, Tripura, Mizoram. Okay, highest peak in India is K2, Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, and Nanda Devi. Kanchenjunga is the highest peak in India, 8,586 meter. Question 4, which river is known as the Dakshin Ganga, Ganga of South? Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, Mahanadi. Godavari is called Dakshin Ganga due to its large size and religious significance. Black cotton soil regour is formed from the weathering of granitogenesis, alluvial deposits, basaltic lava, and lateritic rock. Okay, C. Rekpur black cotton soil is formed from the weathering of basaltic lava flows, Deccan traps, rich in iron, calcium, magnesium, high moisture retention. Question 6. India only active volcano is located Lakshadweep Island, Andaman Nicobar Island, Gujarat coast, and northeastern India. Okay, Barren Island, Andaman Nicobar Island, Bay of Bengal is India's only active volcano. It last erupted in 2017. Deccan passes separates it from Little Andaman. Question 7. The father of green revolution in India. Okay, Norman Borlaug, Janus Quinn, S. Swaminathan, and Subramaniam. Okay, M.S. Swaminathan is widely called the father of Indian green evolution for his work on HYV, high yield varieties, sweet varieties, and implementing green evolution technology in India in 1960. Similarly, Norman Borlaug was the global pioneer, that is Nobel Prize, Peace Prize 1976, and he is the father of the global green evolution. Okay, question 8. Which Indian coal field produced the best quality coking coal? Singrauli, Raniganj, Cobra, Jharia. Okay, Jharia is the correct answer and produces the best quality coking coal in India. Question 9. The Golden Quadrilateral Highway projects connects Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Delhi, Jaipur, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune. Okay, B is the correct answer. Golden Quadrilateral, approximately 5,846 km, completed in 2012, connected India's 4 major metro cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Kolkata. It is managed by NHAI, that is National Highway Authorities of India. Last question. According to Census 2011, which state has the highest population density in India? Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar, and Kerala. C is the correct answer. Bihar has the highest production density among states, 1,106 persons per square kilometer. According to 2011 census, among union territories, Delhi is the highest density. Arunachal Pradesh has the lowest density among states, 17 per square kilometer. Okay, that's all for today. If you have any comment or suggestion, just let me know in the comment section. And if you like it, don't forget to subscribe and share the channel. Okay, thanks for watching. Thank you.